Warning. Some topics or situations in this program may not be suitable for some audience. Everything you see and hear is done on the safety of our own disclosed set under legal circumstance. Also, Speedpigeon does not support the use of drugs, alcohol, or violence, especially for our underage audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to my motherfucking thing?
Bluetooth mode.
Look, you yelled and it got scared.
Yeah, it fucking should
Look,
be
sorry,
scared.
Dad.
You're not even the right fucking color anymore? God damn it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another motherfucking episode of Speedcast.
Another one.
I'm your motherfucking host, Charlie Slater. And we here
It's me,
with
Kevin. Back on my bullshit.
Kevin Wankmueller.
Stop. Everybody calm down. Stop applauding. It's not that big of a deal. Thank you.
They're applauding to
Thank
me. I'm the main host here. You know?
That's what you thought.
There's a reason why the episode where you were the main host got deleted.
You see that? That was
Wow.
an admission of guilt.
That was not
You
my
did it on
I
purpose.
swear to God, that was not my fault. It
Wow.
randomly disappeared. We're redoing it, don't worry. You guys are gonna love it.
On purpose.
Motherfucker.
He likes to be.
Hey, yo, let me ask you a question before we start.
Yeah, what's up?
Why is that blunt so curvy?
Which one? Oh, the curvy
The
one?
curvy one.
Let's see. I don't know.
That thing's
I mean-
like a banana.
It is a little,
It's like a nar-nar.
to the left or to the right.
A
like
fucking...
a nar-nar.
It's nar-nar.
What the hell's a nar-nar?
What do you mean, what's a nar-nar?
I don't know what a nar-nar is. That's what I mean. I think I'm gonna like this already. Because, whew, it's been one hell of a roller coaster, so yet.
Yeah. Whatever. Is that going dark again? I feel like it's going darker. Were we brighter than
I
that?
don't think so, man. I think we're good.
I'm gonna turn it up just a tiny bit more because
Alright.
I feel
Do
like
what you
I
gotta
feel
do.
like our faces are still a little bit dark.
Welcome to the episode of Technical Difficulties Everywhere.
Hell yeah, dude. Where's the knob? There we go. If it gets any darker than that,
There we
we
go.
got a
That looks
fucking problem,
That looks like it was like 10 minutes ago.
right? So it did get darker.
I think it did.
I think I need to change the batteries.
I think I need to top off my glass here.
Whoa,
Sorry, everybody.
Whoa, making a move. It's not even 5 minutes in, dude, and you're already pulling some shit.
Would you rather me pull some shit or push some shit out?
What does that mean?
Genuine question.
What does
I
that
could poop
mean?
on this floor right now.
What, like that dog that shit on that plane?
Like the dog that shit on the fucking plane, dude. Everywhere. I think that was a plane.
That's still gross as fuck. I can't get over that.
Yeah, no, me
It's
either.
gross.
It's weird.
Today we're gonna be doing. This one is gonna be a little bit more less on the funny side, I guess you would say. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing funny about the situations that we're talking about, but I'm sure we're probably gonna make it funny.
Gonna get sirs. Gonna get sirs.
Yeah. It's a little late. I mean, we should have done this like around Halloween time, but we had a bunch of problems going on with the episodes where we're all caught up with ourselves now, and now we can start having fun and doing what we're best at. You know what I mean? Bullshitting. So today we're gonna be talking about mysterious disappearances. I am on unbelievable-facts.com, and we are going to be going through, I think it's 10 disappearances.
10?
Uh-huh.
Word? Interesting.
So I guess we could both read them back
Interesting,
and forth.
mysterious 10. Yeah, that's a
You know
good
what I
idea.
mean? We can read them back and forth. I'll
That's a
start
good idea.
with this one. Yes, we are on my Xbox. This is not a sponsor, but if you want to sponsor me, Microsoft, absolutely. So, this one is called, this is the mysterious disappearance of Frederick Valentich. I think that's how you say it. Valentich?
Yeah, that's it.
Frederick Valentich, an Australian pilot, disappeared nearly 40 years ago after reporting a UFO has never been found?
Has never been found.
He reported that it has never been found? What is there even to report about that if it hasn't been found?
No, I think.
Like, was he just like...
I think maybe he's.
Oh, he has never been
Never
found.
been found?
He reported about the UFO. Well, they should have fucking worded that better. A 20-year-old Australian pilot, Frederick Valentich, had about 150 hours of flying, and a Class 4 instrument rating which allowed him to fly at night but under visual meteorological conditions. Sorry, I'm terrible at reading. During one of his training flights on Saturday, 21st October of 1978, at 7:06 p.m., he reported to the Melbourne Air Traffic Control that there was an unidentified aircraft following him at about 4,500 feet. He was told that there were no aircrafts present at that level. Weird, right? Velinich continued to describe that appearance of the aircraft, saying that it was large and was illuminated by 4 landing lights. Just sounds like an airplane at this point.
Well, but
And he could not determine its type. Okay, I mean, was it like, did they say whether it was like raining out or something? You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think it just said. I think it implied that he was.
Well, I mean,
that
it was
dark
nighttime,
out.
so I guess it's hard to see, but he could have possibly been.
Did he see it
like,
while he was flying? Though, is that what that's?
Yeah, he seen it at about 4,500 feet. I think he was
Okay.
also flying at the time, and they said that there was like nothing at that level. He said it had passed about 1,000 feet overhead and was moving at a high speed. Velinich then reported that the unidentified aircraft had a shiny metal surface with a green light on it, and that it was orbiting above him. He believed that the other pilot must be purposely toying with him. How would you do that? How would you just fucking, like... Why would you think somebody's fucking with you? It's not even like it was, like, peak of, like, technology where it's like, oh, haha, this guy got, like, a fucking, like, Special Forces aircraft and was fucking with me, like... I don't know. I feel like you would need really good clearance.
How does it pass above him, but then also it says that it was orbiting around him? So did it pass you, or did it orbit around you?
Orbiting? No, I think it was like orbiting around like above him.
Or I guess it was just saying like that's how high up it was
or
compared to him.
Unless it was like the thing itself, like floating, is like orbiting,
right?
Like spinning.
Okay.
Like a saucer.
Yeah.
Maybe he was seeing like a saucer and it was like spinning and stuff. But yeah, I don't know why you would think your boy's like fucking with you. He would need like special clearance for that shit. You know what I mean?
Something.
He soon reported that he was experiencing issues with the engine and was heard saying, "It's not an aircraft," before the connection was interrupted by an unidentifiable noise, and all contacts were lost from him. Though there were many theories regarding this incident, none were proven, and his disappearance remains a mystery. That's pretty weird.
Sounds like he got abducted.
Yeah. He might have got abducted, or maybe he like freaked out and crashed. But I feel like if he crashed, they would find that. You know what I mean?
Or they would at least know the sound of the plane giving out. They said an unidentified.
They knew where
sound.
he was. Like they knew where, if they could detect that something was at, like that something wasn't at the level, like how they were saying before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I feel like they would know where he would land if he did happen to.
Right.
You know.
But this was also what? This was posted in 2020, so 40 years prior.
Yeah, it was 1978.
Oh yeah, no. Huh. That is strange.
It could have very well been just another aircraft.
Yeah.
That like he's never seen before.
But for him to have never been found, he must have either lost control and crashed somewhere, to the point where they couldn't find the plane's whereabouts, or maybe he saw something that took him.
Yeah, that one's pretty
mysterious.
Weird. That one is pretty weird. Fucking train. Hate that train. There was like literally one like 30 seconds before that one, was there not?
There was just one like recently. It took me a while to get used to living by the train, but
I'm used to
the first like month it would interrupt everything that I did.
Yeah.
And after a while it actually ended up putting me to sleep. It would be my alarm clock. It would put me to sleep, and then the first one of the day would wake me up in the morning.
It doesn't bother me, and I kind of actually forget that it's going on until we're like recording an episode. And
move away from it, you miss it though. That's the fucked up thing.
Yeah. You're waking up and it's like clockwork. It's like there should be a train at least every like 10, 15
Yeah,
minutes.
right.
You know what I mean?
When you don't hear it, you're like, something's off, dude. I don't know what the fuck is up.
Yeah, that's weird. All right.
All right, so what's the second one?
Number 2. Here you go. You can control this. You can read this one.
Alrighty. So the second one, I'm going to try to pronounce this right. Sneha and Philip. Sneha, maybe? Sneha and Philip, a physician, was declared the 2,571st victim of the 9/11 attacks because it was believed that she may have died trying to help the victims of the terrorist attacks. However, nobody ever reported seeing her there, and her body wasn't found anywhere. She went missing on 9/10, so September 10th.
That's crazy.
And I guess, what is this, surveillance video the last time she was recorded, maybe?
Yeah, 9/10/01.
9/10/01, Monday.
Huh. That's crazy.
Wow. Alright, so Sneha and Philip, American physician, was believed to be staying the night at a friend's place, as she often did. But when she hadn't returned home the next day on September 11, 2001, suspicions arose. Ron Lieberman, her husband, tried to investigate. Excuse me.
It's hard reading when you're smoking, dude. It's so hard.
I just got Scooby snacks.
Oh, I heard that shit. That didn't sound very good.
So sorry.
Whew.
Her husband tried to investigate and found that she was last seen at a department store. I guess that's the recording. It was confirmed by the security camera in the store and her credit card records. Since the World Trade Center and her medical training center were nearby, the family believed that Philip could have died during the 9/11 attacks while trying to help other victims. That makes sense. Her family petitioned for Philip to be declared as a victim of the attacks, but since her remains were never found and there was no physical evidence of her being there, the petition was denied.
Damn.
But I mean, what are the odds she wasn't, though? Like, maybe if she was like, if she wasn't like a physician or something, I would believe that, like, if she had the chance to see it, she would run. But like, maybe she did help other people. So I don't know, she could have been in there. They shouldn't have just like
She very well
denied the
could have.
petition because of that.
Well, I
Because there was a lot of people that were like,
Well, yeah, I can see why, but there's a lot of people who probably aren't on the names who were there. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
just
exactly.
weren't-
That's what I'm saying. There were mad people that were like unidentified.
Yeah.
So during a further investigation into her disappearance, it was discovered that she had a double life. It was revealed that she had marital problems. Her job at the medical training center was in jeopardy. She was found having affairs with women from lesbian bars she visited and was known for alcohol and drug abuse. The investigators believe that she could have been murdered by one of the women she went out with, or she might have used the terrorist attacks to start a new life. Her disappearance remains a mystery, but her family appealed to the court, and she has finally been declared the 2,751st victim of the 9/11 attacks.
Wow.
Wow, that really took a turn.
That one was crazy.
That was crazy. So she was having lesbian affairs on her husband.
Whoa.
So either she saw people needed help and tried to help them, and she was just one of the many people, honestly, from those attacks, or... But what are the
She
odds,
got
though? You
murdered
know what I
by a
mean?
lover.
She got murdered by a lover. What would the odds be she got murdered by a lover?
I mean,
On, like, 9... It would have to be 9/10.
I mean,
If that was the last time she was seen, though, that
but
would
I'm
make
telling
sense.
you, a lot of people probably died that day in New York. People
Yeah.
die a lot in New York. You know what I mean? New York is fucking
true.
huge, especially the city.
And then just because of how big the next morning was, it was just never...
yeah, you know. What
Wow.
I mean? It's just one of those things that like they just
That's crazy.
forgot about. Wow,
Hmm.
that was a good story. And there's
That
like
was pretty
two
cool.
other pages to the article, but it's like
Want this too?
no, I'm good.
No, it tried to kill me.
All right, John David Gosh. Gosh? I think it's Gosh.
Gosh.
John David Gosh. David Gosh, that's a tongue twister. A 12-year-old
Say that 10 times
paper
fast.
boy went missing during the early hours of September 5th of 1982 without a trace. He was believed to have been kidnapped, but there were no ransom calls. He's been missing for the last 38 years. Wow.
Wow.
So, John David Gosh was a 12-year-old paper boy, like we just said, in the town of West Des Moines, Iowa, who went missing on the morning of September 5th of 1982 without a trace. I'm just going to stop reading that first part. It's just the fucking opening text. Okay. When the townspeople didn't receive their paper that morning, they began wondering what happened to him. His bicycle was found a little away from his house, with all that day's papers stacked upon it. 2 witnesses stated that the boy was talking to a man with a blue-toned Ford Fairmont with Nebraska plates. The police were informed about the missing case, but according to the policy at the time, the case could not be classified as a missing persons case until 72 hours had passed. That's
Wow.
fucking ridiculous. Are you kidding
For
me?
a child.
Wow, what state was this? Iowa? Damn.
Iowa, and the guy had Nebraska plates too.
That's fucked, dude. That's insane. The boy's mother believed that her boy was lost forever because of this policy, and the lethargy of the police. Noreen Gosh, the mother, began lobbying for the Johnny Gosh bill, which mandated that there should be an immediate police response to reports of missing children. I agree to that. I feel like everywhere should have that.
Seriously.
15 years later, after the boy's disappearance, the mother said that the boy visited her... What? The boy visited her one night with an unidentified man? She said that he seemed to be under the orders of that man and wouldn't disclose any information about it. Oh, about his whereabouts. What?
Wow.
Because of his lack of evidence and question of the mother's mental stability, this incident was disputed. Even after 38 years, the boy is still reported missing, and no information of his whereabouts have ever been found. What?
That's
that fucking
crazy.
last paragraph kind of fucked me up.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
The boy visited her one night with an
Wow.
identified man. So the man, it must have been the man with the Nebraska plates,
It had to be.
came back
with him.
and didn't disclose any information. So
Why
what
did
did
he
he
come
come
back?
back for?
Yeah.
Just
What did he
show
say to her?
That's fucking
What did he say to her?
strange.
And
Yeah,
that's
right?
your kid.
And she's declared what? She has some type of mental... So, wow, dude.
She could have been seeing it.
Yeah, right.
It
Depending
could've
on what
just
the mental
been
stability
her brain
was.
because she couldn't like cope with the fact that he was
Right.
gone. But like, if it did happen, like, why
Probably
wouldn't
seen
you just
somebody
grab
that
that
looked like him.
motherfucker? I don't give a fuck if there's a dude outside or not.
Wow.
I'm grabbing that motherfucker and locking my door and then grabbing the nearest weapon. I don't give a fuck.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Wow. All right.
Wow. Alright. So what is this one?
You can just read the top. Don't read that paragraph because it's literally just the first paragraph.
Okay, so we have the Sauter family. Actually, I've read about this.
It's the Sauter children.
This is familiar.
I don't think
I've read about this. Yeah, okay.
Really?
So, alright. So this is about the Sauter family, right? They were a family living in Fayetteville, West Virginia. The Sauter's home was occupied by George Sauter, his wife, Jeannie Sauter, and 9 of their 10 children. On Christmas Eve of 1945, Jeannie Sauter woke up multiple times during the night, once when there was a random phone call, and again when she heard a thud upstairs, and finally when she smelled smoke in the house. Realizing that a fire had broken out in the house, George and Jeannie, along with 4 of their 9 children, escaped. Believing that the other 5 children were stuck upstairs because the stairs were aflame, George tried to reach them through their window. The ladder that was usually propped up against their house was missing, and both his trucks were suddenly not working. By the time the fire department reached their house, it was nothing but a pile of ash. George and Jeannie assumed that they lost their 5 children to the fire, only to find out there was no trace of their remains. The chief suggested that the fire might have been hot enough to cremate the bodies, but the Sodders began to wonder if their children were still alive. Even if they did make it out of the house alive, there was no information on their whereabouts, and they were never seen again.
How would it get hot enough to cremate their bodies, though?
You can't burn teeth,
I get...
so
no?
they can't. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Because teeth are
I'm
just...
pretty sure.
No, because if you
'Cause
can
that's
melt
like-
bone, you can melt teeth. 100%.
Well, I think it takes like a certain amount of heat. Like, I don't think you could just get that from a house fire.
I
is
don't
my
think
point.
a house fire could...
If there was
turn
nothing at all
people
during a
into
house
ash,
fire, by the
maybe.
time they came out there and put it out, there was nothing about. There wouldn't be enough time.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
know.
Unless the parents did something. I read about this a long time
They
ago.
could have. And then just said they weren't in there.
Right.
Wow. Because it was only the one daughter that noticed everything going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. These
Crazy.
stories are fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude.
I read about this, actually. I seen this. I
This
fucking
one?
watched a video on this. Yeah, this is fucking crazy. I watched, like, that video. Lars Matank, I think it is. Matank, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. On June 30th, 2014, a 28-year-old Lars Matank traveled with a group of friends to the seaside resort of Golden Sands, Bulgaria. Sorry. On a vacation. During his stay there, he got involved in a fight with 4 other men because of a disagreement over football. The fight resulted in a ruptured eardrum, so the doctor advised Matank not to fly with the injury and prescribed him antibiotics. There's the video right there. I'm not going to play it. Matank stayed back in Bulgaria after his friends left and checked into a motel. A day after his friends left, he began acting strange and paranoid. He called his mother and told her that there were 4 men coming to kill him and that she should cancel his credit cards.
The fuck?
Matank was last seen at the Varna airport, where he abruptly left his luggage and fled the building. That's where he's running out with the yellow shirt. That shit was crazy. The airport's CCTV camera recorded him running outside the airport, jumping over a fence, and disappearing into a field. He was never seen again. Since then, multiple theories have proposed regarding to his disappearance, but he's still gone.
These are wild.
I remember when that shit first happened, too. That shit was crazy. Why would you... look, I get, like, you got, like, shit to do and stuff like that, but if, like, your friend's got, like, an injury and he can't fly back, like, I'm gonna try and, like, call out of whatever I can and stay a little longer to make
Right.
sure my friend's good. I'm not just gonna leave him in another country. You know what I mean? Because I bet you if his friends were there, he wouldn't have just fucking, like, disappeared like that.
Yeah.
Because he disappeared because he fucking ran off. And then who the fuck knows what happened after that. You know what I mean? But, like, if he had his boys there, his friends or something like that. Like,
He began acting strange and paranoid, though. Like, I wonder what happened.
yeah. It could have just been he had, like, a weird mental illness.
Right.
And the meds that he was taking for his injury were, like, fucking with his brain. And he could have just thought that the 4 people that he fought were trying to kill him. And just, you know what I mean? Because people with mental illnesses, like, when they take certain medicines, they can start, like, seeing shit and stuff.
Maybe him and his friends tried, like, drugs or something down there. Maybe.
They could have done that, too.
Start
I
seeing
think
shit
the
after
more,
effects.
the more realistic thing is probably he could have definitely had, not, like, a mental disorder, but something
Yeah.
wrong with it in his brain, where whatever medicine he took for his eardrum could have
Right.
fucked
Yeah,
with
cause
his brain.
hallucinations.
You know what I mean? Because the ears, like, it's
Wow.
all up in your head. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's all medicine that's working for your head. So
That is wild.
yeah,
These are really crazy.
hell yeah, that one's insane though. I think that was actually, like, one of the first, like, disappearance like YouTube videos that I've ever seen. That shit was crazy. I also heard about this one too. But this
I think I did too.
This one's
Yeah,
a story.
actually, I just read about this the other day.
Yeah, I watched a video about this.
Alright, so this one's about Brandon Swanson. He was a 19-year-old student from Marshall, Minnesota. He studied at the Minnesota West Community and Technical College's Canby campus and was just done with his spring semester. On May 14th, 2008, after celebrating the end of his semester, he drove his car into a ditch while he was on his way home. Fortunately, he was uninjured and called his parents to come pick him up. But he was unsure of his exact location. He told his parents that he might be near Lind. However, when they reached Lind, they couldn't locate him. He remained on the phone with them for 45 minutes while signaling with his headlights, but neither of his parents could see any signs of him, nor could he see his parents. Suddenly he exclaimed, "Oh shit," and abruptly ended the call. He was not seen or heard from again. The police found his car in Taunton, nearly 40 kilometers from the place Swanson said he was, but there were no tracks to determine which direction he might have gone. He was believed to have drowned in a nearby river, but his body was never found. His parents lobbied to pass the Brandon Law, which requires police to begin investigations immediately after an adult is reported missing.
Dude.
So basically like the other one that you read for the child, an immediate response. They just need to start doing immediate responses.
Yeah, that's honestly...
That's really what it comes down to, all in all.
That one is crazy, though. I literally just watched...
Yeah, that was like
video
the other
on that,
day.
like-
I seen that or something.
Same.
That's wild.
Wow. That's fucking crazy. I can't even imagine. You know what I mean? I don't know why people go
like-
walking through fields anyway at night. Like, I get you crash your car and shit. But
Right.
if you're, like, on the phone with somebody...
Apparently it
just
was a
stay where you
shortcut.
are.
That's like one of the articles that I was reading about it.
Yeah, I know he
He
said
said
that
it was
there
like a shortcut. He was
but,
going to
like,
cut through it, but yeah, I feel you. Why
don't
would
fuck
you do
with
that?
dude? Just stay at your car
It could be
until
anything,
people
especially
come
in
there.
like the states in the middle. Or it could be
Yeah.
like snakes, it could be whatever.
Bro, just stay where you are. This next one is Brian Schaefer. He
I
is
think,
a
I think his name is Brain.
Brain. Oh, it is. Is it Brain? Oh no.
Yeah,
it's
no, it was a
just
fuck up.
a misspell.
Brian
Okay.
Schaefer.
Brian Schaefer. Y'all gotta fix that. That's fucked up. This
Yeah,
dude's
right.
dead.
What's his
Change
name?
that. Brian Schaefer was a 27-year-old medical student at Ohio State University.
Another Ohio.
Huh?
Wasn't the other one Ohio?
Was it Ohio?
Just said Ohio. Not this one. They're like a couple up.
Oh. Huh. Went out with his friends to celebrate the beginning of spring break. Do you see a theme here? Why did they say that?
27-year-old medical student went out with his friends celebrating spring break.
Do you see a theme here?
Do you see a theme here?
No, I don't. Anyway. His friend William Florence and he met at Ugly Tuna Saloon. That's a funny
Ugly
name.
Tuna Saloona.
Ugly Tuna Saloon. Oh, Saloona. Ugly Tuna Saloona. Okay, so him and William Florence met at Ugly Tuna Saloona, a bar near Southside campus at 9 p.m. on March 31st, 2006. The two went bar hopping until they met Florence's friend Meredith Reed, who offered to drop them off at the Ugly Tuna Saloona bar again. I love that name, man.
Shout out if you know where that is.
Such a good name. If you guys have been there, I want to know what it is. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, right. I want to see pictures. I want to know what they got. I want to know what's on their
real.
menu.
It's probably fucking smacking, dude. It's probably really good. Anyway, the three were seen entering the bar at 1:15 a.m. About 1:55 a.m., Schaefer went outside the bar and was speaking to two women. After a short while, he seemed to say goodbye and walked back into the bar. But that was the last anyone saw him. He seemingly disappeared into thin air. His two companions tried contacting him, but in vain. In vain? What?
His two companions tried contacting him, but in vain.
But in vain.
Like for
Oh, I guess so.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
bad purposes.
The two left shortly after, believing that he might have gone back to his apartment without informing them. Schaefer and his girlfriend had booked a flight for Miami in the following days, and when he didn't turn up, he was reported missing. The footage from the security camera at the Ugly Tuna Saloona pub and the nearby pubs showed no trace of Brian. I almost said Brain. Brian Schaefer after 2 a.m. That's weird.
Mm.
The
It is strange.
The entrance door of the bar was the only way in and out of it, so the investigators were not able to determine what occurred, and he is still missing to this day. There are again multiple theories that state he might have left to start his life anew elsewhere, but these theories couldn't have been proven due to lack of evidence. That's weird.
That's mad sketch.
Because if it is like the only way in, it's kind of like South Stevens. Because South Stevens, there's only one way in. You know
And you
what I
felt
mean?
some type of way. You book a flight a couple days later and you don't show up for your flight. So, because you felt some type of way about, what was it, his friends, it said?
I think so. Yeah, he was with his friends. But I don't think it said, like, he had any, like, harsh feeling towards them.
It said they tried to contact him again, but in vain.
But in vain?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
guess.
That's strange.
That is odd.
Word.
Yeah. But it's just weird, because, like, if...
we have 10?
Yeah.
It's fine.
If the cameras in the bar didn't pick him up leaving after he went back inside, how the fuck did he leave to start his life anew, you know
Well,
what I
that
mean?
was like old time. Like what year was that?
I think it was only like 2006. That's
Oh,
not
2006.
Like,
I mean, they didn't
dude.
have cameras everywhere yet.
Yeah, but it said they had the cameras at all the bars, and none of them seen him leave. Like the Ugly Tuna Saloona also had the camera outside, which is why they seen him talking to the two
Maybe
women.
they didn't have one in the back, and he got out the back somehow.
But there's only one way in and out. They just said of the bar. It's only one door. It's like South Stevens. You go into South Stevens, there's no back door. There might be actually in the kitchen, but like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It said right after he was talking to the two women, he went right inside, and that was the last anybody seen of him. Which means the cameras didn't catch him coming out.
Right. So there has to be like a basement to the bar.
Unless there is like a back where the kitchen area is to the outside.
Right.
And he just snuck through there or something.
Oh,
That's
shit.
more like, you know, reasonable. What?
I was looking for that. Alright. So this next one is about Lenny Derrickson.
Look at that mustache, dude.
Look at
That's
that.
what I aspire to
Look at that,
have,
man.
dude.
Oklahoma
I'm
State.
fucking putting him right here. You guys need to see that.
Alright, so March 14th, 1998. Lenny and his son Jared were having their breakfast when they were interrupted by a man who pulled up in a pickup truck. After speaking with the stranger for a few minutes, Lenny came back inside and told Jared that he was leaving with the man to show him the horse he had for sale. Oh, that's like some mafia stuff. Stay right here, son. I'm going with this stranger to go talk about horses.
Yeah.
He told him that they were planning to travel to Elk City, Oklahoma, and Mobeetie, Texas, to see the horses. Little did Jared know that this was going to be the last time he would see his father. When Lenny did not return that day, the police were informed about it. They soon found out that Lenny had not advertised a sale of his horse, so the stranger most likely knew Lenny beforehand. But the police couldn't determine if the stranger was responsible for the disappearance. But the stranger might have been the last person that saw him alive.
Huh.
So Lenny was never found, though there were 2 sightings of him, apparently, that were reported. He seemed to vanish every time the police arrived at the site to investigate. The authorities believe that there might be foul play involved, but there is no evidence to support their theory.
I mean, how do you get rid of a mustache? You know what I mean? That's the only way he can walk around without people
That was
knowing him, you know what I
98.
mean? You can't walk around with that mustache and people not recognize you.
Right.
He walks around and people are like, oh, that's Lenny.
But I bet you,
That's Lenny. I
especially
don't even know the guy,
like
but that's
around then,
Lenny.
he shaves that, he looks like a completely different dude. Especially if he like gets a little haircut or something.
Absolutely. Come
That-
on in.
Oh, we have a visitor.
We do. We have a guest. If they actually
That's
come
interesting. Lenny. The hell happened, Lenny?
Lenny.
Yo.
Yo.
Sup, dude?
It's Nicholas Brown.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Nick.
Your quote god.
What? You want to hit this?
You didn't tell him the quote today, did you?
I did.
Oh, the quote?
I don't think we told you guys the quote yet.
It's a quote from Nicholas saying, I mean, I don't see why burgers and shakes are a good combo.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Hell yeah,
Quote
dude.
God.
It doesn't make and they don't go particularly well. It's just a condiment.
Why don't you tell them about it? Come on.
No.
Why don't you tell them your struggle with understanding why it's a good meal?
No, there ain't no struggle.
No? Why not?
I just don't get it. It's it.
You dip your fries in that milkshake?
It's not a burger.
See, fries and a shake are good combo.
Well, it's burger,
He's saying
fries, and shake.
he
You know
doesn't
what I mean? That's
understand
like
the
the
burger
fucking
and the
like
shake.
main meal that you would get at like a
Fry
burger
was never
place. Is a
said
burger,
in that
fry,
original
and
quote.
shake. It doesn't matter though.
It
The
does.
fry is still fucking like it's there. You know what I
That's
mean?
not what happened
Just
at
like the
time.
shake. It's all interconnected. You can't have one without the other two.
Sure you can.
No, you can't. You're just saying that from a perspective of somebody who doesn't want a milkshake.
I mean,
with their burger
technically,
and
I
fries.
feel Nick because
Are you serious?
I've never dipped my burger into my shake.
No, I didn't dip
I've
my
only
burger
ever dipped
into
my
my
fries.
shake. Ew.
So, like,
Dude, that's
the
gross.
actual question or the statement of I don't get burgers and shakes
Well, it's like
being a
eating
good
your
combo.
burger, chomp chomp, and then you're
I
like,
get
damn,
what he
I need
means.
my shake to wash it down.
Because
You
if
know
you
what I mean?
mean
A nice
specifically
strawberry shake,
dipping the
you know?
burger into
Well,
the
it's
shake,
whatever it was at the time.
Like you
it was
would the
burger
fries?
And shake together.
What do you
Not
guys
at the same
think?
Time, but that was the meal.
It's a good fucking
I would
combo.
rather.
not saying
burger,
it's
so-
bad. Just I've never mixed those two. I've always mixed the fries. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
get the
you would have
point.
dunked it, but I'm just saying, after you bite a nice fucking burger, you want a nice fucking drink of a shake afterwards.
Interesting. Anybody that agrees, comment. Anybody that disagrees, fight me. Just kidding.
That's always how it is. It got darker again.
Did it?
I think so.
Maybe we just got used to it.
Maybe. I'm saying on the screen. I'm looking on the screen. It
Yeah.
got darker again.
It does look like it.
Oh well.
Who knows?
We have two more. Thanks for joining
We're
us,
bringing
Nick.
up the seas,
We
people.
appreciate it. Michael, is it Michael or Michelle? It's Michael. Michael Dillard. What's up, dude? On January 12th, 2018,
it was
Michael
only a couple
Dillard,
years
a
ago.
15-year-old boy, said that he was having the best day of his life. The next day, his good mood continued, but on January 12th, he seemed depressed when he returned home from school.
Wait, so the same day.
The next day?
It said on January 12th, 2018, said he was having the best day of his life. Mood continued, but on January 12th,
Huh.
he seemed depressed.
That's
when he
weird.
returned from school.
That's weird. His sister, Brittany Kraft, said that he was usually a hyper and obnoxious kind of boy, but on that day he barely spoke a word with her when his mother and he visited her. Michael and his adopted parents lived in Calvin, West Virginia, and visited his sister every so often. She spoke with him nearly every day. Michael and his mom soon left Brittany's house and arrived home at 4:30 p.m. after helping his mother carry supplies into the house. He darted behind the house without saying anything. When he didn't return, his mother grew concerned and reported it to the authorities. It was a stormy night and the temperature in the area dropped to -22
Oh my goodness.
Fahrenheit. Jesus Christ.
That is.
Where was this?
Fell asleep.
West Virginia?
West Virginia.
I was thinking that too.
The family and authorities looked for him all night, but they couldn't find him. The only thing they found was his jacket at about 300 yards from the house after 1.5 weeks of searching. Without his jacket, they thought that he might have not made it through the night, but since he was not discovered, those cases remain unsolved. That's
Wow.
weird.
And that was just a handful of years ago.
Yeah, 2018.
Isn't it obvious?
That was really... What?
It's clearly Bigfoot.
You're right.
Bigfoot.
I think it
Without a
was
doubt.
Bigfoot.
It was cold. There was the force was involved. Person is missing. I mean, what else does that?
Maybe he
besides
is Bigfoot because his jacket was found. Maybe he was like, transforming.
carrying it off.
And just,
Bigfoot
you know.
is just a werewolf this whole time.
Bigfoot is just,
A
My
werewolf?
They're just werewolves, Bigfoot. Wow.
I mean, prove him wrong. Nobody's ever seen it.
I don't like how I can't fight the argument though. Like,
This whole time we've been looking at it the wrong way.
Who's to say
It's not
Bigfoot
two
isn't a
separate
giant
pictures.
baby?
Bigfoot is just people citing
did you
werewolves.
say Bigfoot's a giant baby?
Prove me wrong.
Now we've just got to see
Nobody's ever seen it.
everybody's Bigfoot sighting.
Maybe it's a
coincides
werewolf
with
with like a cutout of a human foot that he slips his foot into and just walks around like that. It's not feet. Just cutout. Tomfoolery.
Are you saying like Bigfoot is a different stage of a wolf?
No, they're just werewolves.
Just
Oh,
werewolves, period.
that's it?
So there's more than
That's
one
why they're
Bigfoot is
just
what he's
hairy?
declaring. And they're
True.
werewolves.
True. But wouldn't we have like discovered them by now?
No, they just turn back into people after the time.
I wonder if he ever
Going
got his
into the
jacket
woods
back.
in the middle of the night. And when they do, the werewolf has got night vision, so he can see them.
Night vision.
They die.
Night
Every
vision
time.
werewolf. Here you go.
Nick's
I'm
about to
gonna
make.
take
Why don't
this.
you make that a comic series in fucking Nick Man? Night Vision werewolf.
That's it. It's just.
He's just Bigfoot. He's misunderstood. He's like
Good.
he's like the Groot of your universe.
I was thinking about it. You know what we should do? Instead of making comics, we gotta bring back just radio comics where they just talk the comics on the radio. We'll have a podcast of just our comic.
There you go.
Keep an eye out for Nick Man's podcast.
There you go.
No.
Yeah, right. Shout out Nick Man's
You got an
podcast. Keep your
idea,
eyes
bro.
open.
You
You
literally
heard it
thought
here
of an
first.
idea.
Secret
I
link.
think of ideas all the time.
Exactly. Do them.
No.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right, that's enough. That's enough leakage into the future. If y'all heard it, y'all heard it. For those of you that didn't,
You just heard Nick's
sorry.
future come up.
but keep your eyes open, Nick Man. All right, this next one, Anne Elizabeth Hagen. She was a 68-year-old woman who was reported missing. Actually, Halloween on 2018, the same year as that last kid.
Oh,
October 31st, 2018.
2018 was a shitty year.
People do over this thing every day.
Wasn't
All
that the year
started
with
with
clowns
Harambe.
running around? Or no, that was
It
2016.
all started with Harambe,
Yep.
which was also, I believe, 2016.
Yep.
All right, so anyway, she was the wife of a Norwegian billionaire, Tom Hagen, whose fortune amounted to $2 billion in 2018. The police believe that she was abducted since there was a ransom note demanding 9 million euros in cryptocurrency. The kidnappers also mentioned that they would do to Anne Elizabeth if what they would do to Anne Elizabeth if the police were involved. Despite this, Hagen involved the police in the case. The police extensively investigated the case but came up with no suspects. She has been missing for the last 18 months and there was no communication with the presumed kidnappers. The case suddenly took a turn this year when the police began to suspect Tom Hagen for the disappearance of his wife and arrested him. And again, this was back in 2020. This was posted, so that must mean about 2 years after the altercation. It's been about 4 now. So they believe
They don't want to give half.
they believe that the ransom note was written just to sidetrack the investigators. Hagen, however, has refuted these claims. There is no information on her whereabouts, nor any evidence of her being alive or dead. The case is yet to be solved. Well, I mean, they said if the police were involved, they said what they would do. Maybe that's what happened.
It's interesting.
That's crazy. But it's easier to believe being that they were known billionaires. And on Halloween. People are crazy on Halloween.
Yeah. There are a lot of fucking.
Was that it? Was that
sketchy
all of
people
them?
out. Yeah, that was 10.
10
Wow.
mysterious, unsolved
Disappearances.
That's crazy.
Solid.
They were some pretty good ones.
Good on that. Yeah, they were.
I mean, not
fucking pretty
like,
good.
you know, there's good or bad when it comes to that, but
Obviously, we
the
probably
mysteriousness of it.
completely butchered it. But besides the fact, that was pretty good.
very interesting stories.
Oh yeah, some of them I've heard.
Yeah, I heard only like a handful of them.
Yeah,
That's pretty wild, though. Watch your backside.
Yeah,
You never know what
dude.
could happen.
People could be coming for you.
People are
bro.
sick.
Hell yeah,
People
man.
are crazy.
And you know what else you should watch out for? All of our other videos that are coming out.
Absolutely.
We do episodes every Tuesday and
Every
Friday
week.
now. And yeah. Check our socials down below. And don't forget to stay rotch, motherfuckers.
Forever.